Hey guys, in this video I will show you the best lineups that you have to know if you wanna play Sova right here on Ascent. These lineups will be simple and very effective. So first let's start with the first lineup on A side. If you are attacking, you wanna stand pretty much anywhere as long as you see the tip of this cannon. Then you place your cursor on top of it as I'm aiming right now. Then you take out your recon and you full charge. And simply send it there. This recon is gonna land on the side of this cannon, and it would spot anyone who would be in these spots. For the second and third lineup, you wanna stand in this corner right here. With the first arrow, you wanna be aiming. There's this little blue line in the middle of this white one at the highest spike right here, and you wanna aim right on top of it like this. And you simply one charge your recon.
Revealing area.
The arrow will land right here on the backside, and it would spot anyone who would be hiding at the gen or anywhere on the side. Once again, with the third lineup, get into this corner. However, this time you wanna be aiming at this spike at the bottom, which is sticking out above the wall. So at the tip of it, and once again, you one charge.
Revealing area.
It's gonna land right here in the back, and it would spot anyone who would be either in heaven or anyone in the backside. Only spot that it doesn't get is behind this generator or anyone who would be here close to this wall. If you made your way to the side and you are in post plan, there are two arrows which I like to use. First one, if you know that the enemies are in heaven, I send my arrow on top of this little panel right here, and then I go for the wallbang. Simply full charge it there. Enemies will not break it immediately usually, and you can try to get a free kill with wallbanging through this floor. Another way how you can get the info if there's anyone above you, if you are in the hell, simply double bounce and place your cursor right on this spot on top of this box. Double bounce, crouch and full charge. This arrow is gonna land right here, and it can spot anyone who would be on top of you. If you are defending, there's plenty of ways how you can get the info if there's anyone in A main. So let's start with the simple one, which you can do at the beginning of the round. Simply stand anywhere right here, and for the first arrow you wanna aim at the side of this wall. Just aim right here under the roof, and you simply full charge.
Revealing area.
You do this at the beginning of the round, and this will get you the info if there's anyone in these spots. You can do this even in later on if you wanna get the info if there's anyone pushed up in A main. The other arrow is much simpler. You just wanna aim on the back of this wall, simply aim for this roof right here, place there your crosshair and full charge.
Scanning ahead.
This will land on the wall right here, and it will get you info if there's anyone right here in A main or anyone on top mid. If you are retaking A side, there are 3 arrows which I would recommend. So let's start with the first one. If you are coming from B, you can do this arrow and simply place your crosshair on the bottom of this cannon which is sticking out. Simply place there your crosshair and full charge it.
Revealing area.
The arrow is gonna hit there right here, and it will get you the info if there's anyone gen or anyone on the side. Another arrow is pretty similar to the one that I've already shown, however this time you are doing it from the top. So simply stand right here, and you wanna place your cursor right here, double bounce and full charge. Works the same way as the previous one.
Scanning ahead.
And it's gonna land right here in hell, and it will show you anyone who would be there, and you can wallbang them as well. Another arrow you can do if you are rotating from B once again. However, this one you wanna stand on the side of this pillar, like right here. Then turn around and you wanna look into the sky, and you are looking for this specific spot on the cloud right here. This straight line, as I'm showing you right now, and you wanna aim in the middle of it, right here. And you do a 2 charge.
Revealing area.
You can do this arrow if the enemies are pushing inside and you want to help your teammates, or if you are retaken, simply do this and it will spot you anyone who would be pushed up at the gen. You can use this with your ult as well. On short, there's very simple arrow which you can do. Usually short is gonna get smoked, so there are 2 possibilities how you want to do this arrow. If you don't want to peek, you simply do a 1 bounce and just send the arrow to this wall like this. It's gonna bounce and land right here on this wall. Other way, much simpler one, you just wanna go into the corner right here so that the enemies cannot really kill you. Shoot your arrow here, go into the smoke, and try to get a kill on anyone who it might spot on mid. This arrow lands super fast and usually enemies cannot break it before it attacks anyone. Arrow which you can do at the beginning of the round to get info on mid is this one. Simply get in the corner where this barrier is and place your crosshair right here under this light, like this, and you wanna do a 1 bounce and full charge. So when the barrier goes down, you simply full charge it and send your arrow like this. The arrow is gonna land right here on this corner, and it's gonna spot you anyone who'd be in market, closer to the spawn, or anyone who'd be trying to get pushed up. You can combine it with wall banging through this wall, and you can gain control of market if your teammates are gonna push with it. Now let's move on to attacking on B. There are 3 arrows that I would recommend. Firstly, a simple one. If you wanna try to wall bang this wall, I would go for this arrow. Simply place your crosshair right here on the corner, right there. Simply place your crosshair there and full charge. The arrow is gonna land right here on the tree, and it would spot you anyone who'd be in this line and all backside, and also a little bit of stairs. Another arrow which I use the most is simply this one. You wanna stand pretty much anywhere as long as you see the tip of this tree. Then you simply full charge there and send your arrow at that spot. The arrow is gonna always land right here, and it would reveal anyone on stairs or anyone right here or anyone on site. Great arrow, and also I should mention it covers market as well. And for the third arrow, you wanna go into this corner right here, place your crosshair on this little line on this fire right in the middle. You do 1 bounce and full charge. It's gonna land right here on the corner, and it would spot you a little bit of spawn as well as stairs or anyone who'd be market or pushed up close to this entrance of B main. If you are defending, there's not really a arrow that is the best one. You just should always try to aim for these windows and send your arrows there like this. You wanna be full charge in there, and if you can, you wanna be aiming for the back of this wall. Since then the arrow is hardest to break, since enemies would have to turn around all the way and break it immediately. But my favorite one, which I love to do, is this one. I usually stand here in this spot and place my crosshair right here. There are these 2 breaks which I remembered, and then I simply jump and tap the arrow like this. It lands super fast, it lands on this wall, and I do this at the beginning of the round if I wanna annoy my enemies when I have high penetration gun, and I simply spam them. If they push, I get free kill. Or another way how you can get a wall bang kills and info in front of P main is simply stand right here on the corner, just like this, and hug this wall. Then you wanna look at this little brick right here, place your crosshair to the right side of the corner of it, 1 bounce, and you wanna 2 charge. The arrow is gonna bounce and land right here, and it spot anyone who would be in front of B main or in front of tiles. If the enemy is planted on B side, best arrow which you should always do is simply aim for this tree. Just like this, you wanna full charge and send there your arrow, and this arrow is gonna spot anyone who would be on site like this. When the enemies are planting, or even when you are retaking, you can try to wallbang for this wall and get free kills. And of course you do this when you are coming from anywhere, even if from market, or even if you are coming from B main, simply send there your arrow and you can get some free kills, and the retake is gonna be much easier. If you have planted on B and you are holding backside and you wanna gain some info where the enemies are, or you wanna kill them through the wall, there is few simple arrows which you can do. First one, simply full charge it right here on this side, and it's gonna spot anyone who'd be in these spots right here. There are 3 more arrows that you might use depending on the situation. Another one is simply aim right here at the bottom and send there your arrow. Once again, does pretty much the same job, however for this one the enemies have to turn a bit more. And then these 2, if you wanna check a bit of spawn, you just do it on the side of this wall, just like that, or you can do it right here. Very simple, and you can combine this arrow with wall banging through this wall as I mentioned. And last arrow which I do If the enemy smoke spawn and they are just coming out of the B main, simply send your arrow anywhere right here. And the best spot of course is right here on this side. Just simply try to send it there. You can jump, peek it over the smoke and then send there your arrow. And this arrow will just very simply reveal anyone in these spots, and you can then spam through the smoke and get some free kills without anyone seeing you. So yeah, and we'll start right here on B side with some early info on in front of B. So first of all, you just want to stand right here in the middle of this box and place your second diamond right into this spot right here. Just place there the bottom of your diamond, just like that, and do a one charge.
Scanning ahead.
The arrow is gonna land right here perfectly, and it would spot anyone who would be pushing or is gonna be in front of this, close to the fountain, or pushing right here. Another way how you can do this is by simply going into this spot right here into this corner and place your crosshair right below this line right here, just on the corner, and you just simply do one charge once again.
Revealing area.
The arrow this time is gonna land right here on this spot, and you can combine it with either wall banging or just get the info and leave in hookah. If you are defending long, what you should always do if you wanna get dior, just simply aim with your, just peek right here, and at the beginning of the round just either shoot your arrow on this wall where the window is, just like that,
Scanning ahead.
and it can get you the info. Or the other way how to do a very similar arrow is just by simply shooting your arrow on this wall right here in the back. Works the same way and still reveals anyone who'd be trying to push you. If you don't spot anyone, just simply take the orb and get your ult ASAP. Overall, if you are defending, you should be doing, and you know that the enemies are coming to the side, just shoot your arrow on this wall, and you can combine it with some wall banging, or just simply peeking into the enemies where they would not expect you, since you will have the advantage of the reveal. You can either do this by simply bouncing off the arrow of this corner right here as well, and it's gonna land right there, or you can do it on the other side if you want to.
Revealing area.
Just like that. Still works and still will spot you anyone, and you can wall bang through these walls right here. If you are retaking, there are two ways how you can do your arrow. First one is by simply aiming right here and charging there your arrow, just like that. The arrow is gonna land right here on this corner of the building, and it will reveal you mainly this cubby and these spots as well. Other way, you can simply shoot the arrow above this corner right here, just like that. Just simply do a full charge, and it's gonna land right here and do the same thing. However, this arrow is a bit harder to break, and it can get you more info about the elbow, this cubby, and more of a sight, but it doesn't get you this corner. When you are attacking on B, there are 4 lineups that can be very useful for you. Firstly, there's gonna be barrier at the beginning of the round right here, so you just wanna simply stand in the corner where the barrier will be. So this is this spot, and then you place your left diamond on the top of this little clock tower, just like that, and you simply tap the charge bar.
Scanning ahead.
The arrow will go through it, and it's gonna land right here, so that way you would know if there's anyone trying to push you right here, or if there's anyone hiding on this side. If your teammates are ready to push on B, just simply do this arrow, which is gonna reveal the whole side. Go into this corner right here, place your crosshair in the middle between those two tips of this white arrow, just right here perfectly in the middle. Place there your crosshair and do a simple 2-bar charge, just like that. The arrow is gonna always land right here on this corner perfectly, and this arrow is the best one since it reveals all these spots and it will get you info about anyone on the side. If you want to take control of B long, just simply do this. Go into the fountain right into this arrow right here at the beginning of the round. Place your crosshair on the bottom tip of the sign, do a 1 bounce and full charge.
Revealing area.
The arrow is gonna land right here. That way, if there would be anyone with up trying to hold this, he has to fall back, or he can be easily killed by pre-firing him when he's gonna be revealed. And lastly, you can do the same arrow as you did before on this spot from long. Just simply, you wanna peek there and place your crosshair on this tip right here, on the corner there, just simply do a full charge.
Standing ahead.
And your arrow is gonna land once again right here on this spot. There's no certain spot where you have to be standing, just aim at the tip of it. As you can see, I can do it even from further away,
Standing ahead.
and the arrow is still gonna land there and clear sight for you. When you are attacking right here on A side, just simply stand pretty much anywhere as long as you wanna see and peek into this corner until you say. Then you simply place there your crosshair on the tip of it and full charge and send there your arrow.
Revealing area.
The arrow is gonna land right here on this little solar panel, right here, and it's gonna clear backside, heaven, or anyone in these spots as well. Another arrow which you can do if you just wanna clear the backside, just simply aim at the back wall right here and send there your arrow. Super easy, however these lineups are usually the most effective ones. If you are coming out of showers, just simply make sure there's this little gap, aim high at close to the ceiling right here, and just simply send there your arrow when you are full charged.
Revealing area.
The arrow is gonna land right here above this entrance, and it's gonna spot you if there's anyone in these spots or anywhere on backside. When defending, what I like to do is just simply at the beginning of the round, if I wanna get info, you just wanna stand right here at this corner, place your crosshair right here, there's this corner, and you wanna aim at the ledge right here on this spot, just simply below it, so that you don't accidentally hit this corner, just like that, a little bit to the left of it, and on this ledge. Then you do a full charge and you jump and release it,
Revealing area.
just like that. The arrow is gonna go perfectly above it, and it's gonna land right here on this spot, and it would spot you anyone right here. Enemies have a very short time to react to it since they won't see it come in, and it lands super fast. Or the other way, just the old way, just simply send your arrow like this.
Standing ahead.
You can do this at the beginning of the round or a bit later on, so that way it's not that expected, and just once again it would reveal anyone who would be in these spots. When I'm retaking with Sova, my favorite arrows are either sent on this wall or on the side right here, but I would recommend you doing it right here, just like that.
Revealing area.
That way you will 100% clear this little cubby where usual enemies are there, and you can combine it with wall banging through these boxes, or it would get you the info if there's anyone in these spots as well. And lastly, I will show you a simple shock dart which you can use for this plant. If you know that enemies are planting there and you are behind this truck, just simply aim anywhere on this wall, you do a one bounce and you do a one charge, just like that. It's gonna bounce and land on anyone who would be planting. Super simple to do and does a lot of damage to anyone who would be planted right here. You can aim into these spots right here as well, depends on you where you hear the plant. And of course, if you are retaking, just simply doing the same thing by sending your arrows like this into these boxes is gonna be super helpful, and it can get a kill on the guy right there. And very similar thing works right here on this side. Just simply aim right here, do one charge and one bounce, and send your arrows on this default spot from this corner. Just simply doing this. And it's gonna land right here perfectly on anyone planting. Once again, it can deny the plant and win you some precious time, or kill anyone planting or defusing. And we'll start with lineup for halls, which you can do when you are attacking. So simply stand in this corner right here, and then place your crosshair into this spot, into these doors, a bit more to the right of the corner, just right here, and you simply do one bounce and full charge.
Standing ahead.
The arrow is gonna bounce up of this corner right here and it will end up right here on this spot. That way it will spot anyone who would be either in these defender side spawn or anywhere close to the doors or even on the bridge. When attacking on A side, just simply do simple arrows like these. Those arrows are most helpful and will get you most info. Just simply aim above this spot, so that way the enemies can snipe you from this spot, just like that.
Revealing area.
And this arrow will get you the info so that you clear these close corners or anyone on backside. Or the other way, just simply send your arrow to the backside when the wall is up. Still works pretty much the same way, and will get you the info that you need. Still gets you anyone in these corners and more of a backside. Another arrow which you can do is right here at the beginning of the round. Simply there's gonna be better, get into the corner right here, place your crosshair right here on this line, on this third dot, or just simply where these doors are. Place there your charge bar line, your crosshair, and jump and full charge. Just like that. The arrow is gonna land right here in the back. It's gonna land super fast, and it's gonna reveal anyone at the doors, so that your teammates can either push with it, or you get the info if there anyone is. If you wanna go top mid and get the info if there's anyone, just simply aim anywhere above this box. Simply full charge. You can jump and pretty much aim where you want your arrow to land, just like that. This arrow is super simple to do and gets the job done perfectly. You can also send your arrows here, just like that, so that way you would get the info if there's anyone pushing, and this arrow still spots anyone who can be in the nest. If you are pushing B, there's this simple arrow. Just simply stand in this corner right here and then turn around, and there's this high column with a flag on top of it, and there's this little piece which is standing out. So you just was pretty much aim in the middle of it and a bit to the right, just like this, so that way you are not centered all the way, just a bit more to the right, and you do one bounce and full charge.
Scanning ahead.
The arrow is gonna take a long way to go on B, and it's gonna land right here on the back side of the wall, and it's gonna reveal anyone right here. Or another arrow which you can do is just simply go by the scrap cage right into this corner and place your bottom of your right diamond on top of this flagpole, just like that, and you do one charge.
Revealing area.
The arrow is gonna land right here on the roof, and it would spot you anyone who would be in these spots. And lastly, for B side, there is this very simple one. You just go into the corner right here, and you wanna make sure there's this little gap, and you just simply place your crosshair on this corner right here, which is sticking out, and you do one charge.
Scanning ahead.
You wanna be hacking the wall behind you, and this arrow is gonna land right here pretty fast as well, and it's gonna spot anyone who'd be in these spots close. The best lineup which you can do when you are defending for early info is just simply there's gonna be barrier, and you wanna get stuck in the corner right here. Then you look up and you will see there are these lines, and you wanna aim your crosshair, place your crosshair right below it. It's the second line from the top, just right there, and you tap it.
Revealing area.
It's gonna go over the walls and land right here super fast, and get you the info if there's anyone standing in these spots. And for a retake, all you just want to do is simply place your crosshair anywhere on the back wall and shoot a row there. And most preferably, you want to place your crosshair anywhere on this wall, which is right here, so that way it would reveal this way and this way. Just like that, just simply shoot it pretty much from anywhere. Once again, you can shoot it from behind the wall,
Revealing area.
or when you are coming from mid right here. As you can see, super easy to do, and it will get you a lot of info if there's anyone on site. For early info on mid and you are here in nest, just simply get into this corner, place your crosshair below this window which is visible, place your crosshair right here, one bounce and full charge.
Revealing area.
It's gonna land right here and spot anyone who might be pushing or anyone who is a bit further back. And very similar thing which you can do is just simply place your crosshair anywhere above this wall right here on top of it, and you simply do a full charge, and you can get the info at the beginning of the round where the enemies are going. As you can see, it will land anywhere on this wall, and it will spot you anyone in front of A main. When retaking A, you just want to be using your arrow so that way it lands anywhere right here in these spots and you get most info out of it. So simply doing something like this is probably the best for your team, since you get a lot of info if there's anyone in these spots. So for the first lineup, which is pretty much the must known one, you just want to simply stand anywhere, so as long as you see these two spots, and then you place your crosshair right here where these two lines would connect, as you can see right here on this spot, and you do one bounce and full charge. This arrow is gonna bounce up and land right here. That way it would reveal anyone who'd be either pushing here at the beginning of the round or anyone standing close to the yellow. If you are coming closer to the side, there are these lineups which can be helpful for you. First one, you just simply can aim at the right side of this of the corner of this yellow, do one bounce and send there your arrow. This arrow is gonna end up right here in this nest. Or the other one, just simply from the same spot as before, This time place it above this corner right here, and you wanna do a double bounce and full charge.
Scanning ahead.
This one would spot you anyone who'd be right here in these spots. Come in. Or you can just do a simple one bounce and it's gonna land right here, so that way it can spot these spots and a little bit behind yellow as well. For me, the most useful one is just simply send your arrow right here. You just wanna simply full charge it and send the arrow there from any spot. There is plenty of spots where you can send it from, for example, like this. This arrow is gonna reveal you this side, yellow, or you can shoot it more to the right and it would spot you snowman or this corner as well. When defending, what I like to do was just simply send my arrow right here high, so that way I will get the arrow info if the enemies are coming, and then you can even try to shock this spot if you spot someone. However, another lineup that you pretty much have to know is from this mid boiler to send your arrow right here on this spot. It's pretty much the similar lineup as the previous one, however this one is much harder to see coming, and it really depends on you how far you wanna aim with it. Just simply anywhere at these spots from boiler, just simply aim there and it's gonna land there all the time. Just like that.
Scanning ahead.
Super simple and very effective. If you want to reveal middle, there is this simple lineup. All you just need to do is to line this blue container with this line right here and place your crosshair right there. So simply anything like this, one bounce and full charge. You can do it from as far as you can. It will still land on this wall, on this side wall, and will get you info if there's anyone on these stairs. When attacking right here on A, one of the best arrows that you should be doing at the beginning of the round is simply send it right here on this side, or just simply more to the right if you don't feel comfortable shooting it right here. Since it's pretty hard to hit, you just want to simply full charge there,
Revealing area.
just like that. And if you land it from this side, it will spot you anyone in these spots. And mainly anyone who'd be trying to push at the beginning of the round. This has only one disadvantage. This, if you land it right here, it's much easier to shoot. However, if you land it right here, when you full charge it from the same spot, it's harder for enemies to break, and if there is anyone pushing, he's gonna get spotted 100% since the arrow cannot be broken. When attacking right here on A side, there's plenty of spots where you can shoot your arrows. One of my favorite ones is by simply shooting it right here. So I simply go here, I simply full charge it anywhere and just simply send my crosshair right there. You are trying to land it right here on this spot. However, if you don't hit this precise spot, it doesn't matter if it lands right here. It would still spot anyone who would be in these spots. This arrow lands super fast and it's not that easy to break. However, pretty much any arrow that you would do, as long as it lands on the backside, is a good arrow since it will get you the info that you will need. Only thing that it doesn't get is a lot of this nest or under the belt, but it'll still get you these spots. So that's why I would be usually trying to aim for this spot. However, in post plant, I would recommend you shooting your arrow right here behind the screens, so that way you will get the info if there's anyone already pushed up on belt or if the enemies are ready to push you from screens. When defending, there are two easy arrows that you can do. First one is simply sending your arrow at the beginning of the round on this wall and the enemies would have to break it, otherwise you get the info. Or the other one, for this one you want to wait a bit and you shoot your arrow either on top of this or all the way in there. But if you do this, it's harder to break. Enemies would have to turn around. Or you can do this unexpected one. And enemies, however, it is easy to break, but still it can scan someone, since usually enemies would not be coming and looking this way. They would be going like this and trying to pre-aim that spot and not looking right here. Or other variation, you can add a bounce to it, simply one bounce and full charge it off this wall right here. It's not any specific spot, it just adds the bounce, so the enemies don't have to expect it, so they would have to start aiming here and still would continue its flight and land right here and you would get the info. And simply when you are retaking, once again, do the arrow right here on this wall. Gets you a lot of spots covered, as you can see, and you would get a lot of info of the enemy's position. And lastly, when retaking B, you should be trying to either try to bounce your arrow to the backs behind the yellow, or just simply try to hit it on these walls right here, which are sticking out, especially this one. And if it lands anywhere right here, it will get you info if there's anyone behind yellow or anyone who can be right here in B main still. So yeah, when retaking, try to aim for this wall. So we will start with this simple one. Right here when you are attacking and taking control of A long. So simply go into this corner right here and place your crosshair right here below this curve on this branch. Simply place your crosshair there and do a one charge.
Revealing area.
This arrow is gonna land at the beginning of the round right here. That way it will spot anyone who'd be either trying to push this corner or trying to hold ramp. For another spot, it will reveal A side. Simply go right here, place your crosshair on this steep line at the bottom where these mountains are, right there, and once again do a one charge.
Revealing area.
This arrow is gonna land perfectly right here on the backside, and it will reveal anyone who'd be playing here, and you can use this when you are trying to play aggressively and super fast and try to get on A. However, if you are here on long and you haven't played that fast, just simply jump on top of these boxes, place your crosshair anywhere to the left, to the right of this corner right here, and place your cursor right here on this bottom line. Pretty much anywhere, doesn't really matter. I like to place it here, and you jump and do one charge.
Scanning ahead.
Just like that. The arrow will land anywhere in this area on this backside wall, and it will spot you anyone who would be right here in these spots. If you have planted the spike and enemies are playing for retake, you can be here safely on chart, and when you hear the enemies come in, just simply send out your arrow on this spot right here,
Scanning ahead.
and this arrow will spot you anyone who'd be trying to retake. It will usually scan enemies since they won't usually see this arrow immediately coming and trying to flick there immediately, since you can always pick them, and when you spot them, you get the info where the enemies are. Simply when you are retaking, I like to do this arrow the other way. Just simply you can do it from here, just like this. Simply send your arrow to this corner
Revealing
right
area
there,
here.
and this works pretty much the same way. It will spot you anyone who'd be on chart or anywhere on site. You have to do this arrow, it's the best one to do. Or you can do the similar thing just from here, from boxes, so that way you are closer to be active and help your team as well. Just simply jump and shoot your arrow like that with full charge. And once again, lands the same spot. However, if you are going from heaven, you don't have to really think much about this arrow. Just simply, the best spot is to send it anywhere here on this wall.
Scanning ahead.
Just like right there, so that way it will spot you anyone under heaven or anyone on this default or anywhere else on site. When attacking on B, there are these two walls, these two corners where you should be trying to use your dart. No other lineup is really necessary for this side, since these two arrows
Revealing area.
do the job perfectly. As you can see, you will either hit it right here, that way you will reveal even the behind the gong, or anywhere right here, or the other way, just like this. When pushing a ridge, just simply do a double charge, double bounce, and place your crosshair close to these, to the doors like this, double bounce and full charge.
Revealing area.
That way the arrow will land right here, and it will spot you anyone who might be in this area. In Garage you can play for wall banks, so simply doing this arrow, just stand anywhere hugging this backside wall and make sure there is this little gap, place your cursor on this line, one bounce and full charge.
Scanning ahead.
It doesn't have to be perfect, it will always land right here in the back, and you can wall bank anyone through these doors, since you will have time to get into the spot. And if you know if there's anyone already in Garage, you can always send your arrow anywhere on the wall. You can combine it with bounces like this, and then just simply try to shoot the enemies who will be below you. Just simply wallbang this wall since it's paper thin. When attacking on C, there are two lineups which are very useful. Firstly, go into this corner and place your crosshair right here on this spot on this mountain and do one charge.
Scanning ahead.
It lands perfectly on the backside of this wall, and it will spot you anyone who can be backside or anywhere in these spots. Or the other arrow, which is much more useful and it's harder to break, however it is a bit harder to line up. Firstly, you want to hug this back wall, and then there are these two walls, and you want to make sure that they are aligned like these. The corners are like that. Then you look up and you see that there is this pillar. Just simply place your crosshair there. You wanna crouch, do one bounce and full charge. Just simply place your crosshair on the top of it though, and you release your arrow. The arrow is gonna bounce up and land perfectly on this spot, and it's gonna reveal the whole site and anyone in these spots. This is the best arrow, and I would recommend you using this if you learn this, since it's hard to break and it gets everyone on site. However, if you wanna simply get the info if there's anyone coming, you can always send the arrow on the back wall, or you can try doing a bit something like this. Just simply shooting your arrow on this corner right here, so that way it is harder to break and enemies don't have that much time to react. They would have to flick on it, since they would never expect arrow to land right here. And if you are retaking C, just simply you can try doing this little lineup, one bounce and full charge anywhere in the middle between these, next to these windows. The arrow is gonna land right there, and once again it will spot anyone on site. Or the other way, just simply you can pick it from here, and you can do your lineup on the corner there, or just a bit further, but this one will work perfectly if it lands right here, as you can see, since it would get the job perfectly done, reveals the backside or anyone in these spots. And we'll start with recon darts right here into the A main when you are defending. So very simply, you can do this one from this spot at the beginning of the round. You just want to simply place your crosshair to this lamp right here, to the left side of it, and then you one charge your arrow.
Scanning ahead.
And it's gonna land perfectly right here on this spot every time, and it would reveal anyone who would be in this area. You can do a very similar arrow for the A main or the A restaurant from here, from secret, and by just simply aiming right here on this corner. The easiest way to do it is just by simply jumping on top of this wall and then aiming right here, a little bit above it, and full charging your arrow, just like this.
Revealing area.
And it's gonna land perfectly and very fast on this corner, and it would reveal anyone in this area. If you are retaking A side, very simple and easy arrow to do. You wanna go from here, from A link, and you just wanna be simply aiming for this corner, and you simply full charge there your arrow, just like that, and it would spot anyone on site, pretty much anywhere right here. When attacking on A side, there is few arrows that you might use. The first one, I think the strongest one, is by simply standing in this corner, and then you aim to the left side of the bottom of this lantern, just right here, a little bit to the left of it, and you one charge.
Scanning ahead.
And it's gonna land perfectly on this corner every time,
Right here.
and it would reveal, as the previous arrow that I showed, anyone on site, and especially even anyone in link. From the same spot you can do another dart, this time for the backside. You just wanna be aiming for this corner right here, and just aim a little bit to the left of it so you don't accidentally hit the wall, and once again you one charge.
Revealing area.
And the arrow is gonna land right here in the back on the roof, and it would reveal anyone in this area, even anyone behind this cubby. Another arrow very similar to the first one that I show you when you are attacking. You wanna go into this corner, and then you wanna look up, and there is this pillar, and you wanna aim to the most left tip of it, and you wanna place your cursor a little bit more to the left, just like this, not so far away, and you once again one charge.
Revealing area.
And the arrow is gonna land at the pretty similar spot, this time right here, doing the same job as the first one. Another arrow which you can do at the beginning of the round is simply, you wanna be aiming for here,
Right here.
and you just simply full charge and jump and release your arrow,
Scanning ahead.
just like that. It's gonna land right here.
Right here.
This arrow would reveal anyone who'd be pushing at the beginning of the round, or even anyone
Ahead.
who'd be more into the side if you can still see the tip of the arrow right there. Also, you can do a quick shock dart for this default plan by simply standing in this corner, aiming right here in the middle of this brick, and you wanna one charge it. And you can do this pretty fast, and you could kill anyone who'd be defusing, since it lands perfectly on it. Another trait that you can use, if there is this window and you can shoot arrows through it, and if you want to get info if there's anyone in A link or anyone trying to go to mid from art, you can just simply send there your arrow by simply hitting the ceiling pretty much anywhere, and it would get you the info. It would be hard to break since it's gonna land immediately, and the enemies would not have much time to react. If you wanna spot middle from here, from B link, you can just very simply aim for this corner right here, full charge your arrow, and shoot it on the wall there,
Scanning ahead.
just like that. and it's gonna land perfectly on the corner there, and it would spot anyone anywhere on the middle. When you are attacking, you can try doing this arrow for peeling. Just simply stand right here in front of this scooter, and you wanna aim at this green light bulb, and you simply one charge.
Revealing area.
The arrow is gonna land on this building right here, and it would spot anyone in this line. From the same spot as you were before, you wanna aim right here between those two light bulbs, between this green one and this white one. And you place your cursor in the middle on the line, and you do one charge.
Standing ahead.
The arrow is gonna land perfectly right here on this wall, and you would uncover anyone in this area. Perfect for the B side take. When retaking B side, there are two arrows that can be very useful. Very simply, this one from this peeling, just simply shoot your arrow at the same spot as you did before, and it's gonna reveal anyone on site. The other arrow, this time, you wanna be aiming for this corner right here, and you simply full charge in the middle of it at the top, just like this.
Revealing area.
This arrow is gonna reveal anyone who would be close to long in this area. Right here from B-link, you can also do arrow for this spot.
Right here.
Next to this cathedral, you can see there's this at the ramp, and you just wanna full charge your arrow, jump and shoot.
Standing ahead.
It's gonna land perfectly right here on this wall, and it would spot anyone who'd be here on top of B ramp, or anyone who'd be pushing already. When defending on B side, there are few arrows that I would recommend. Firstly, very simply this one.
Revealing
Just
area.
once again aim for this spot, and it would spot at the beginning of the round anyone in this area. If you are retaking B side, you can very simply from tower full charge here and once bounce,
Revealing
and it would bounce off and land perfectly right in this area. And once again, it would spot a lot of spots for you to know if there are enemies looking at the tower. When attacking on B side, those are the best arrow that I found. And firstly, this very simple one, you just want to stand here back hugging this wall, one bounce, and full charge it against this middle pillar,
Revealing
like that. Just bounce it, and it's gonna land right here on the backside, and it would uncover anyone in these spots. Another very similar lineup, this time from this spot, you wanna go into this corner, and there is this lantern. You wanna see this corner and aim pretty much in the middle of this line,
Right
to the left of it, just like this. And you do a 2 charge.
Revealing area.
This lineup is harder to do, however, for enemies it is harder to see the arrow coming, and it's gonna land right here on this back wall once again, and it would spot anyone in these spots. Another lineup is for this spot. From here from tower, there's this little gap between the buildings, and you just simply full charge your arrow and aim in the middle of it,
Standing ahead.
like that. And it's gonna land on this wall in this window, and it would spot anyone in front of B-long. Another lineup right here in the middle is very simple. You just want to stand anywhere in this area and aim above the doors, and you will see that there is this little chimney, and you want to just aim at the bottom of it and full charge your arrow.
Standing ahead.
It's gonna land right here, and it's a quick way to spot anyone in this line as well. If you are already in post plant, I would recommend you using this simple recon. Just simply stand in this corner and then aim right here
Right here.
at this spot, and you simply full charge there your arrow.
Standing ahead.
And if the enemies will be diffusing, you can just try to do this. You can try to get more info if there are enemies on site, since this arrow lands very fast, as you can see, and it spots a lot of places on site as well. And you can also combine this simple recon with a shock dart from this spot by simply placing your bottom of your HUD line right here, where this
Right here.
meets with the wall right there. And just simply place there your bottom of your HUD line, the left side of it. I will zoom on it now, and it should look like this. And then you simply just tap
Shock dart.
the shock dart. And you can do this very fast, and it lands also perfectly on the spike on this default plant, so definitely give it a shot. And we'll start right here when you are defending. So firstly with this simple lineup, which you can do at the beginning of the round. So get into this corner where these stairs are, and then place your cursor on the tip of these leaves right here. You simply one charge and jump,
Standing ahead.
just like that. The arrow is gonna land right here at the beginning of the round, all the way, and it will spot you anyone who'd be either pushing here or anyone who is more on spawn. Another arrow, this time for the other side. You wanna be in this corner behind the generator and go right here. Then you turn around and you will see there is this line right here, which is touching this gray area. Simply place your crosshair here, and once again, you want charge.
Scanning ahead.
This arrow is gonna land perfectly right here on the corner, and it will spot you anyone who would be in these spots, either more towards this, still at the ropes, or anyone who would be already pushed up. When attacking on B side, I like to do this arrow. Simply go into this corner right here, place your crosshair right on this spot,
Here.
and you wanna one charge and jump,
Scanning ahead.
just like that. The arrow is gonna land right here on this triangle, and it would reveal anyone who would be on site in these spots, and even anyone
Right here.
all the way here. When you're attacking, you can do a simple arrow from anywhere in this bench. You just simply wanna try to shoot it right here on this corner. So simply aim right here above it, and you just simply full charge, just like that, and send there your arrow. It's gonna land right here on this spot, and it would reveal anyone who would be in these spots, as you can see. However, if you wanna reveal more of a gen, just simply go into this corner and place your cursor right here. There is this window missing, and you just place your cursor right here, and you do one charge.
Revealing area.
The arrow is gonna go over here and land above the gen. That way it would reveal if there is anyone on top of it, behind it, or anywhere
Right
here at this B link. When defending right here on A drop, just simply go into this corner and place your cursor on this part right here. And you simply full charge your arrow and shoot it.
Scanning ahead.
The arrow is gonna land right here below it, and it would reveal anyone who might be coming in. On the other side, in the A main, you can just simply do this at the beginning of the round without revealing yourself and get an info if there's anyone right here all the way back. When attacking, there's not really the greatest arrow which you can use. You can either try doing something like this,
Scanning
just
ahead.
simply one bounce and land the arrow right here. That way you will half clear all of these spots. However, you want to make sure that there's no one on top
Right here.
or anyone below. So you have to decide what you want to clear. You either aim your arrow like this and clear the top side, or just simply shoot it at the below it like that. But it really depends on you where the enemies are playing, and then you have to decide where you want to shoot your arrow. Either like this, so that way you half 100% clear this spot, or that way, or on top of it, so that way you clear it like this. And you also get the info from spots like these. And the same thing works for ramp as well. You can try doing your arrow like this, simply on the other side. That way you will reveal if there's anyone trying to hold you from these spots or anywhere here close. This arrow gets you the most info of the site and covers most of the site, as it is in the middle, and as you can see, it covers everything. So yeah, those are some simple tricks and lineups which you can use with Sova. Sova isn't the ideal agent right here on Fracture, but you can try it and try to use some of these lineups, especially on B. Hopefully this video is gonna be helpful for you guys. Don't forget to leave a sub and subscribe, and see you guys soon. Bye.